I am an alcoholic addict. I started using drugs and alcohol when I was 14. Basically, I ran away to use. Um, and at that time, I didn't know that I was running from issues at home, being the fact that I wanted my parents' attention. I was rebelling. And so that's why I know that I was running away. And I unfortunately started running away to drugs. I quit after that. I went to school. My mom was very, very strict on school. So I never really missed school. Although prior to me using, I had been ditching class. so, so I was fortunate that, and then it stopped using, and I started going to school, started being like a normal child. You know, I got pregnant at age 17. I snuck out of the house. First time ever sneaking out of the house. I got pregnant. So I was 17 when I had her. And I did good for about a year, and then I relapsed on meth and alcohol. I did not use while I was pregnant with that child because I have 5 children. So when I was about 20 years old, I decided to rebel again, and I started using again. And my parents, well, I started to rebel because I wanted to go out more. My mom was very strict and she didn't let me out. So when she told me no, I said, well, I'm gonna move then. So when I moved, I met with the wrong crowd and I started using again meth. And it became, I was functioning addict for a while, and then I became to where I no longer could function. I still had my daughter. She was about 2 years old. My mom took her from me. She lived with my mother. And then I got pregnant again with my daughter, one of my daughters, at age 20. So by 21, I already had her. With that child, I did use and I did consume alcohol while I was pregnant. Not throughout the whole pregnancy, but off and on throughout it. So after that, I did good for about 2 years. I drank every once in a while, but meth I was clean off, and I would relapse here and there. But I'd get back on the wagon. You know, I was a functioning addict. I got pregnant again with twins. So that would be my 4 daughters that I would have, and I couldn't take care of them. I basically waited for my husband at the time. I waited for him, and well, he went to prison, and when he got out, he was worse off. So I got depressed because I waited for this person. He came out worse. He like stole my car, and he started using really bad and was leaving me pregnant to go to work and wouldn't pick me up. So I told myself that when he got out of prison, if he ever got out, I told him that I would leave him. So I did, you know, and that was one of the best choices I could have ever made. I have put my parents through a lot already by that time. I put my family, my brothers through so much heartache because I would lie to them and tell them that I wasn't using and I was using, and they saw me that I was not doing well. So after I had the twins, I basically just gave them over to my mom. My mom has raised twins because they're twins. She raised them till she still has them. She adopted my parents ended up adopting my children. I did good after that. I decided one day that I wanted to quit. I drugged all the way until they were about like 7 or 8 years old, and I decided I didn't want to get high no more. Little did I know that as I was pregnant. Now with those twins, I did use meth off and on throughout my pregnancy. They turned out well. They were healthy. They actually were. I tried my best to not get high at all when I was pregnant with them. But so my daughters, they were well when they were born. They were twins. I did have them early, which is normal. They were like 4 pounds 6 ounces, 4 pounds 8 ounces. So that's good for twins, especially if you're gonna have them early. That's very well. But the drug, yes, it was so strong that I couldn't stay away from it, you know. But So when I decided to quit, so when they were about 7 or 8 years old, I decided to quit again using drugs. And my daughter, my son, I was pregnant with my son, my only son. Now I can't have any more children. He's my only son, and so now I have 5 kids by now at age 32. And I told myself that I wasn't gonna use with him, and I didn't use with him at all. So my first child and my last child, I never used any drugs at all with them, and they're pretty healthy. All 5 of them are. Until I decided one day, I was clean for 4 years when I had my son. I was drunk, and somebody passed me the pipe, and I used. And ever since then, it was like a wrap. It was like I couldn't put it down. I couldn't put it down again. It was. I love my son so much, but this drug was so strong that I couldn't quit. It was breaking me down. Shortly after that, of course, I lost my son again. My parents adopted him. So my parents adopted all my kids. Now I have my husband now that I'm married to, because I'm married now. And my life has went down, but also has gone up too. Like, it's hard to explain. I'm not alone anymore. You know, yes, me and my husband did use together, but we are now sober. And so we're both working a program. I'm working a program. And I have relapsed and came back, relapsed and came back during working the program. And every time that I have relapsed, yes, it's not to say that it was like the best thing to happen to me, but for me, I learned every time from it. And it does get worse. It doesn't get better. It does get worse. So I understand what they mean by that when they say, when in the meetings in AA and NA, that it does get worse. It does. It doesn't change, you know, just. I'm happy now with my life, and I just live one day at a time. I've been to rehab about 4 times in my life. I've been to this program that I'm in right now. This is my 3rd time. It's just one day at a time doing what I have to do. Like I said, I am an alcoholic and a meth addict, and I love my life today now that I'm sober. If I know what I know now, I would have never ran away. I would have reached out to my parents as much as I could. If I couldn't reach out to my parents, I would reach out to my teachers. There is help out there. In 5 years, I see myself grinding with a good employment. When I say that, I mean like self-employed, good marriage, good relationship with my family. That's all. Seed beating. I love seed beating. That is one thing that I use. I have gathered the coping skills to help me with this. Beading, sewing, bicycling, journaling. The beading is mostly. I just hope that whoever hears this, that they can get something from it and they learn from it. They can relate to it.